Welcome, I'm Amanda Aranda Núñez, and in this video I'll introduce the evaluation system we developed within the VET4CHAINS project to strengthen work-based learning programs. VET4CHAINS is a project co-founded by the European Union under the Erasmus Plus program. It's designed to promote excellence in vocational education and training through work-based learning, which means learning processes that happen in a work environment. It supports small and medium enterprises in Latin America and Europe in their transition to sustainable value chains in the automotive sector, while taking into account the latest Industry 4.0 technologies. The partners of this project are CTA in Colombia, Camexa in Mexico, Infodef in Spain, and FIR as leader of the project in Germany. The evaluation system we are presenting today was developed within the framework of the VET4CHAINS project, designed for continuous training programs based on the work-based learning approach methodology, ensuring that the implementation of the programs can be effectively monitored, assessed, and improved. So what is the purpose of the evaluation system? Firstly, assess the long-term impact of the work-based learning training on VET practitioners. That is why it will be applied 6 to 12 months after the training has taken place. Secondly, support the continuous improvement of the training program through evidence-based feedback. We will now examine the areas in which improvements are expected following the training. The system we created evaluates 4 dimensions. First one, skills gap reduction. This dimension assesses whether the training helped participants acquire knowledge and competences they previously lacked. It focuses on whether the content filled meaningful gaps and was relevant to their professional role. Second, applicability of learning. This dimension evaluates whether participants have been able to put their learning into practice in real work experiences. Third, career and employability impact. It focuses on how the training contributed to participants' career development, professional confidence, and opportunities. It basically captures their perception of increased value in the labor market or within their own organizations. And lastly, organizational improvement. This dimension assesses whether the training contributed to broader changes in the participants' workplace, institution, or professional network. It includes knowledge sharing, changes in how work-based learning is applied, and alignment with strategic goals like sustainability or digital transition. The evaluation system consists of 17 items in total, rated on a 5-point Likert scale that goes from 1 strongly disagree to 5 strongly agree, plus 3 open-ended questions that we will examine later on. The full questionnaire can be accessed in our project's website. We have here the link on the slide, but now we will read an example for each dimension. The first one, skills gap reduction, has 4 items. One of them is the training addressed competences I needed to support companies in the automotive sector. Again, this questionnaire can be adapted to different sectors. Here we would just have to replace automotive sector for textile sector, for example. Applicability of learning has 6 items. One of them is, I have used specific tools or strategies from the training in real work-based learning settings. Employability and career relevance has 4 items. One of them is, I feel better equipped to take on new responsibilities. And lastly, organizational or systemic impact has 3 items. One of them is, the training contributed to improvements in how work-based learning is organized in my institution. Since each item is rated on a 5-point Likert scale, when we add up the score of each item, we obtain a total score that would allow us to measure the general impact of the work-based learning program. Scores between 17 and 34 indicate a low impact of the training, which means minimal retention or relevance and very limited real-world application of the training. Scores between 35 and 50 indicate a moderate impact, which means partial learning transfer, some benefits, but very limited scope or depth. Scores between 51 and 68 indicate a high impact, which means a strong skill development and practical application of the training, and some systemic effects evident. And lastly, scores between 69 and 85 mean a very high impact of the training on the workers and the organization as well, with clear and sustained transformations on both. Needless to say, we're always aiming for a very high impact on the workers and the organization as well. At the end of the questionnaire, we have 3 open-ended questions that will provide us with contextual insights that numbers alone cannot capture. Here, workers can express themselves freely and help us understand barriers and enablers they encountered when trying to transfer what they learned in their program in their workplace, in real work situations. First question, what specific training content have you used most in your job? This will help us identify which part of the program is the most relevant. Second, what barriers did you encounter when trying to apply what you learned? If we can identify which obstacles they face when trying to apply, when they try to transfer what they learned in their workplace, we can tackle them before they are a problem. We can adapt the program so they don't have to face these difficulties, and they can actually transfer what they learned and apply it in their everyday work life. Third, have you noticed any improvements in your team or learners due to your participation in this training? This will help us understand the impact the training has beyond the participant in their colleagues, in their teams, in their organizations. So we applied the evaluation system. We know the impact our work-based learning program had on our participants and organizations, and we read the answers to the open-ended questions of the questionnaire. What do we do with this information? How is this information useful? The results of the evaluation system will support adapting future training to local needs because it ensures programs are relevant to a specific context, workforce requirements, and realities of each region. Also, it strengthens work-based learning industry collaboration because it helps align training to actual labor market demands, improving employability and innovation. Furthermore, it informs institutional strategies because it provides data-driven insights that supports long-term planning, policy development, and sustainable improvements in vocational education and training. The findings will be shared through reports with trainers, partner organizations, and other stakeholders to ensure that lessons learned contribute to continuous improvement of the work-based learning programs. Here we provide you with 2 articles that help us justify the relevance of the 4 dimensions we measure in our evaluation system. And to end this presentation, we would like to thank you for your time, for your interest in our evaluation system. And we provide again the link to our project's website as well as the project's email address in case you have any questions regarding the evaluation system or the VET4CHAINS project. Thank you so much.